Hollywood and the stars. Throughout the history of motion pictures, there have been many successful and enduring partnerships. In the late 20s, 3 comedians forsook the Broadway stage for the movies. They were the Marx Brothers.
Hey, where you been? You found a baby? You found a woman? Ah, what's her name? Jewelry? What's the name of jewelry? That's it. Julie! You have found the Julie, the one with the microfilm. Ah, where is the microfilm? What's that, the Scout's honor? You're not a Boy Scout. No Scout, huh? But honor. Honor. The microfilm is honor. Oh, come on, we gotta go get her then. Don't you just wish there were 4 Marx Brothers?
Certainly, no husband and wife team ever received more adulation than Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor, seen here in Who's Afraid of Lavinia Wolf?
Well, come on, will ya?
All right, honey, keep your shirt on.
You know I like plenty of ice in my glass.
You know you always chew it.
I do not chew my ice.
I was talking about the glass.
Ah, get nutted.
You've never read Einstein's theory of relativity, have you?
I have so too. And I think he was wrong.
You don't know anything about anyone in this whole wide world. You don't know who Einstein is, but I do, because I go to night school every Tuesday and Saturday.
Safe deal.
You don't know who Darwin is, do you? But I do, because I go to night school every Tuesday and Saturday. You don't know who Pablo Picasso is, do you? But I do, because I go to night school every Tuesday and Saturday.
You don't know who Sam Gluckstein is, do you?
Oh, I'll admit I don't know who Sam Gluckstein is. Who is Sam Gluckstein?
He's the guy who comes around here every Tuesday and Saturday while you're at night school.
Probably the most successful partnership ever was that of Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy.
Oh, Stanley, come here. Come on. Another fine mess you got me into.
The early 40s gave us Sidney Greenstreet and Peter Lorre.
See you, sir.
Cindy mean. Sir, I have made a terrible mistake.
Life is very cheap in Casablanca.
Put me down.
You mean we can't send the gold by the railways?
There are no trains.
But you said you heard trains. I thought I heard trains, but it wasn't trains. It was German prisoners of war passing sandbags to each other. And they are very polite, and they were saying, bitteschön, dankeschön, bitteschön, dankeschön, bitteschön, dankeschön, dankeschön. It wasn't trains at all.
The musicals had their king and queen, Nelson Eddy and Janet MacDonald.
You went away, I let you. We broke the ties that bind.
I wanted to forget you and leave the past behind.
Till the magic moment when I met you seems to stay forever in my mind. The sky was blue and high above.
The moon was new and so was love. This eager heart of mine is singing, lover, where can you be?
You came at last.
You came at last.
Love had its day.
Love had its day.
That day is past.
That day is past. You've gone away. This eager heart of mine is singing, lover, come back to me.
When I remember every little thing you used to do, I'm so lonely.
Every road I've walked along, I've walked along with you. No wonder you were lonely.
The sky is blue.
The sky is blue.
The night is cold.
The night is cold.
The moon is new.
The moon is new.
But love is old.
But love is old, and while I'm away, here, this heart of mine is singing, lover, come back to
me. 1954, on the waterfront, with the superb performance of Rod Steiger, matched only by the brilliance of Marlon Brando.
Look, you're my brother. I don't want to see you get hurt. Look, all I'm asking is for you to go along with these guys. Look, you're a smart, intelligent boy.
I know, but maybe more stuff in the first corner and they can't get to where the other guy.
Is that only way to talk to your brother?
No, maybe left on the one that got straight and then to the end I got them to go.
You know, Terry, sometimes I just don't understand you.
Now, Mac.
He's 44th on 33rd Street.
What do you say, Mac?
East 44th on 33rd Street.
How's that again, Mac?
Look, you don't let the guy forget going 40 days to Tina Florida Cannon, eh?
Oh, why didn't you say so in the first place, Mac?
The late 30s brought together Beauty and the Beast, Mae West and W.C. Fields.
Oh, bartender, give me a shot of rye and a glass of water. Here. Yeah.
How's the wife?
Yeah, better than nothing, I guess. Give me a shot of snake eye. Lover boy. Yeah. What do they call you, my dear? It's none of your business. What do they call me? Lulabelle. Lulabelle! What are you from Appalachia? What are you, the hired help or something? Yeah, hired help. Why heavens to Betsy? You're not a fuddy-duddy, are you? You're not a moon calf. Well, hell, you know my father was a mayor. What was your mother, a jockey? Why, my father made the Empire State Building. My father made the Brooklyn Bridge. My father made the Great Boulder Dam. What did your father ever make? Look me over, big boy. Just look over. Reminds me, must get my watch fixed.
And so ends the partnerships of Hollywood and the stars.
We got involved with the cinema. You sit in the cinema as a kid, and as soon as the lights went out, we'd all cheer. Hooray! Hooray! You go to cinema now, nobody, not a bloody nothing. If the hero was in danger of being attacked by the villain, we used to warn him. Look, he's behind the rock. Watch out! He's dead.
Quiet studio, please. This is a take. Can we have some quiet, please? Clear set, please. Right, Sirhan de Bergerac, scene 1, take 1.
Oh, happy Christmas, darling.
Thank you very much. Oh, darling, thank you so much. It's just what I need. You are clever.
Well, what's this then, Robin? My latest invention. Invention? What for? Well, you know how those sneaky Normans sneak out of the forest and fire their arrows?
Yeah?
Well, I've invented my wind machine. What you do is turn the handles, it creates a force of wind and blows the arrow right back on the Normans. Never work. It will work. I'll show you. You get behind, start the wine, and I'll fire an arrow at you.
Right, Robin,
Right. Start the wine. Oh. Right, faster! All right, go faster if you can. Come on, Robin. Look out! Look out! Out! Look out!
I told you it'd work.
afraid there's no doubt at all, Mrs. Kravitz.
Oh.
We felt that as his wife, maybe you would want to tell him.
Yes, I understand.
If you'd rather...
No, I'll do it.
Very well. Just 2 minutes, then.
Henry, it's me, Joan. Darling, it's me. I brought you some flowers. Where shall I put them? What, in the vase? There. Darling, I've just spoken to the doctor. The hospital, they've run some tests on you. God, I don't know how I'm going to break this to you. The hospital say it's almost certain that you're a glove puppet. I know this is a terrible shock. I could ask for a second opinion, but I think that deep down we've both known it all along. Henry! No! No, that's not the answer. That never was the answer to any of our problems. Oh, darling. Here. Come on. No. There, that's better. Henry, we've always promised each other that we wouldn't have any secrets, haven't we? And it's not working out for us, is it? Darling, it's my fault as much as yours. It's just that I'm not a glove puppet. And, darling, I've got something to tell you. I've met someone. He's very like you, really, only taller. It's not that he's anything very special. It's just that he and I are alike in a way. We're neither of us glove puppets. Darling, don't make this difficult for me. Things are better for both of us this way. Darling, you and I, we have no future together. You'll come to see that in time. I'm sorry. I must be going. So this is our last goodbye. May I kiss you? Oh, Henry, I'll never forget you. Bye.
Good afternoon. This is Press Peterson, the voice of NBC Radio, reporting to you live from the courthouse in Beauville, Mississippi. The atmosphere is intense as Wilfred Smith, a colored man, is on trial for his life. Smith attacked a young white woman, one Aura Lee Dupree. The weather is sweltering on this July 15th in the year of our Lord 1926 here in Beauville. And as I gaze out over this courtroom, I can see that even some of the coloreds are sweating. This trial that has dragged on into its third exhausting week should come to an end today. Meanwhile, down here in Mississippi, we hope to see...
Oh, fine.
Well, that big Ed Garvey, one mean white man.
Yeah.
You know what? He caught his brother with a colored girl one time and threatened to prosecute his own brother. 72 days later, his brother come up dead.
What are you going to wear? For what? For the hanging.
Oh, well, that depends on whether they're taking pictures like the last time. I always wear pink when there's photographs.
Well, somebody's lying. If he'd really attacked her, she'd have committed suicide.
Anybody touch my daughter ain't gonna have no jewelry.
I seen your daughter, and you ain't got nothing to worry about.
This trial has developed into a battle of legal giants. The defense by John Brownstein, and for the prosecution, Mississippi's own Big Ed Garvey. I think Big Ed is entering the courtroom now.
Sorry I'm late, Your Honor, but my wife has the gout and the kid was sticking pins in her feet.
Big Ed Garvey, one of the meanest white prosecutors the South has ever seen. But I see the judge is about to begin his final summation, and the fate of this young colored, a strapping field hand, hangs in the balance.
Now, before we move on to the summations, does the defendant have anything to say? Taking the Fifth Amendment, huh, boy? Smart move. Will the defense attorney get on with his summation? We don't have an eternity to wait.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the antebellum South, it is indeed a sorry day for the white race and the colored species as well, when a man of my stature must come all the way down from the civilized North just to defend this Negro. Negro. What a wonderful word. Derived from the Latin negrorum, meaning to tote. Now, say it with me. Negro. How soon we forget what the Negro has done for you. Who picked your cotton? Who tied their hair up in neat little bandanas and sang softly as they wet-nursed your little miserable children? Who taught you the meaning of doodah? See how soon we forget. But I'm not going to let you forget. We've paraded witness after witness before you, attesting to the fine character of this young man. This young man who gave his weekly check to his mother. Now, can you honestly believe that this young man would attack a hunk of steaming white trash like this? No. You're right, the answer is no. Now, I'm not going to beg. And I'm not going to plead. I have one last piece of evidence for you I want to bring to you right now. Because on the night of the alleged attack, my client was in jail. And you can't be in two places at once. Now, members of the jury, I want you to look inside your rational minds right now, and I know for some of you that's going to be an impossible task. But I want you to look inside there and bring back a verdict of not guilty. If not, you have proved to me that Darwin was wrong. And I say to you, if you can't find this man not guilty, then let him hang. No. Let him hang.
I now call on the great Ed Garvey for the prosecution's summation.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Oh, no! Oh, no, please! Please, don't hang my son! Please, I don't get let my son hang! He's a good boy! I swear he is! Please.
And Dicey, that ain't your son. That ain't your son.
Ain't your son. Your Honor, I believe it's the heat. It gets to him, you know. It's sweltering in here. Must be 115 in the shade and not a piece of shade anyway. Your Honor, you know, a lot has been said about this case, and I want to talk to the shop. Now, shop, they say that this young man was not at the place where the rape took place, but that, how you doing?
That's good, Mr. Brown.
They say that he was in your jail. Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, he'd been booked and incarcerated, but the attack was at night. You know how slippery they are.
Slippery is the key word, Your Honor. Slip-a-ree. I found a book about Houdini in his cell. It's obvious he learned a little trickery from reading that book and let himself out of jail and performed the rape and then let himself back in. Slip-a-ree. I have a sworn statement here concerning the defendant. Your Honor, this is a statement from Jed T. Tubbs, which says on the night of June 15th, he saw the defendant in Carson's Wells Field laying on an anthill nude. And the ants was taking little bites out of him and everything. He went over to help him and he said, "No, thank you, I'm having a good time, just pour honey on me."
Unspeakable. Unspeakable.
Detestable, if you get my meaning, because we're running short of honey. That explains the honey shortage. And if that ain't enough, when you hear out of the mouth of this dear, sweet angel of mercy, this wonderful flower of life, this innocent pecan budding in life, when you get, excuse me, would you tell the court in your own words what happened to you on the night of the 23rd? And if this don't break your heart, Your Honor, nothing on God's earth will. Go ahead.
It was a beautiful evening. The moon was full. The frogs was croaking on the lake.
The frogs were croaking on the lake.
The jazz man was in full bloom. You couldn't have picked a more perfect night for a quiet walk. There it was. I was out on the road, all alone, just me and Toto. We had just eaten porridge at the Three Bears house. And we was walking down the road when this here rabbit and a Cheshire cat jumped out of a tree. And then Humpty Dumpty fell off a wall.
Your Honor, a rabbit, Cheshire cat, Humpty Dumpty.
Your Honor, this man is obviously a master of disguise.
Your Honor, the only thing that's obvious is that this woman is ridiculous.
You see there, Your Honor? A man, a stranger from the north, comes and calls our belle of the south ridiculous. Now I beg you to bring in a verdict of guilty. There's no other verdict but guilty, guilty, guilty. That's 5 guilty.
I can't stand it anymore. I can't let an innocent man go to the gallows. I'm the man who did it.
I was with her on the night of August 23rd. It was me.
Well, now, I was with her, too, long about 10 to 9.
Me too. What in the hell was you doing with her? Your Honor, it's obviously a case of mass hypnosis. Why, the mere thought of him wanting this woman is transferred to the whole community like a virus. Why, the next thing you know, I'll be saying I was with her along about 11:30. Why, if this is allowed to continue and this Negro is free, why, nothing will stop the pace of time. Why, the next thing you know, they'll be wanting appeals. That's right, fair trial and whatnot. That's right, then they'll be wanting to vote. No! And if that ain't enough, someday they'll be wanting to play baseball.
Great. Now, will the jury set about its deliberations?
Your Honor, we done reached a verdict.
Your Honor, that's ridiculous. They haven't even voted yet.
No need to. It's unanimous. We find the defendant not guilty. However, Your Honor, we find this carpet-begging communist pinko Jew boy lawyer guilty of getting him off.
Hang him!
Unbelievable. Absolutely incredible what is going on here. They have actually taken this man out, this lawyer.
Please don't hang me! Please don't hang me!
At last I have you where I want you.
Moriarty, Holmes.
Well, my learned Holmes, and you foolish Dr. Watson, I think you will find this is your last case. If you will look around you, you will see that there are no windows. There is no door save the one by which you entered, and that is now firmly bolted from the outside. Observe the ceiling.
Who's the ceiling? Watson, I suspected Moriarty would be something like this. Looks like Professor Moriarty has us where he wants us at last. This is the end. I don't think so, Watson. Little trick I learned from my builder. Oh, incredible, Holmes. You never fail. Elementary, my dear Watson. You've outwitted him once again. I don't think so. Goodbye, Watson.
Hello? What's this? Aladdin's lamp. What is your wish, Showmaster? Oh, I say. Wizard. Very well, Master. May I help you, sire? Golly. Yes, ma'am. Well, the devil take me.
Certainly.
It is so very late.
Don't fuss, my dear. I am coming to bed.
A nightcap, my love.
Thank you, my dearest.
Mr. Hyde refreshes the parts that Dr. Jekyll cannot reach.
You rang, sir?
What's your name? Do you like to hold my dolly? My brother's name is Matthew. He's 7.
Where are you, darling?
I got a doggy at home. His name is Sammy.
There you are! All right, darling. Don't move. Just keep very still. Mom is coming to get her, darling. All right, darling, don't worry. Don't move. Keep still. Everything will be fine. All right. Hands up, all those who thought I was going to take him.
Excalibur! Where are you? Excalibur! Where are you?
My childhood, you see, my childhood was less sophisticated. I was less concerned about things like sex and growing up. Some of my main concerns was things like why mild-mannered Clark Kent was never recognized as Superman. I mean, I could never figure out. This arsehole used to take his glasses off, put a body stocking on with his knickers on the outside, and nobody recognized them. There was another character I used to see as a kid when I went to the movies, which was Zorro. Do you remember Zorro? He wasn't a gunman. Zorro was, he was a great swordsman, marvelous swordsman. And anybody who fought with Zorro, he would always finish up this, and a flick of his wrist, he'd go right across the man's forehead. Zorro! And this fellow used to forever carry this, the mark of Zorro. What if Zorro had been dyslexic? The mark of Zorro. The mark of Ozraz. It's not the same, is it? Can you imagine going up to Zorro and saying, "Excuse me, Mr. Zorro?" "Yes." Are you the great swordsman in the world?" "Yes, I am. I wonder, could I have your autograph?" "No, in the book, you dickhead, the book!" There was also, with cinema, there was a greater involvement. We got involved with the cinema. You'd sit in the cinema as a kid, And as soon as the lights went out, we'd all cheer. Hooray! Hooray! You go to cinema now, nobody, not a bloody nothing. If the hero was in danger of being attacked by the villain, we used to warn him. Look, he's behind the rock. Watch out! He's there. Look, dickhead! Look, he's behind the rock. Any sign of romance, we're all vomiting all over the cinema. He kissed her. Things like Dracula. I mean, I'm very fond of that side of the superstitious and the occult. But why is it in those movies about Dracula, when everybody will say, don't go near Castle Dracula after sunset. Don't go near Castle Dracula, because it is then that he who is undead walks about. How many times have you heard that warning? Everybody says it. Peasants say it. Gentry say it. Everybody says it. Coach riders, they all say it. Don't go near Castle Dracula. And these prats always go when the sun is going down. Why don't they go at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, have a bloody good walk around, and piss off before the bastard gets up? And the other thing about it, have you ever seen Dracula? Those great fangs? Tonight, I shall drink your blood. In the window. And the people, I mean, they always have garlic strewn all over the place. And crucifixes everywhere, and he goes right through them. What is he, Jewish Italian, for Christ's sake? And he bites the neck. And when you see them, have you ever noticed the neck? His fangs are that far apart. The little wounds are less than a 16th of an inch. I mean, what does he do when he gets in there? Going, There's always that other lot driving in the storm. The couple driving in the storm. The great thunderstorm. Whack, thunder, and flights of lightning. And there on the hill is a most extraordinary looking house. With towers and turrets, gargoyles, shutters. Whack, 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 whack. You and I would stay in the car. These arseholes go up to the house. And the door always opens like it hasn't been open for years. And there's only good evening. The master's not here, no man. But if you'd like to come in and dry yourself by the fire, you may. And these idiots go in there. I mean, if it was me, all you would see would be a trail of diarrhea across the hill. Old movies, too, what I would call good and evil, was very clearly defined in movies. The goody always wore a white hat. You remember that? Big white hat. The villain always had a black hat. The goody always was clean shaven. The baddie always had stubble. Was picking his teeth. The baddie always ran out of bullets. The goody had an unlimited supply. He just go. Hordes of rustlers. Bank. Anybody. Have you ever? I mean, there were certain things that used to puzzle me as a child. The 45, the Colt 45, is the most powerful gun in the world. And yet you see somebody shoot somebody in the chest from 3 feet, they go, and this fellow used to fall forward. Have you ever noticed the fellow that always says in the saloon, or whatever it might be, in the cowboy picture, I'll cover you from the rooftop. He's dead. He's gone. As soon as he says, I'll cover you from the rooftop, he's always the first one to get it. The cowboy's coming down the street and fell off the roof. The other thing is, too, when they're in the desert, have you ever seen them in the desert? When they bury somebody in the desert? There's always a wooden cross. They're in the bloody desert. Where do they get the wood from? Do they always carry one around in the bag? You got the water? Yeah, I got the water. You got the stem? Yeah, I got the stem. Got some chewing beef? Yeah, got some chewing beef. You got tobacco? Yeah, got tobacco. You got the crust? Yeah, got the crust. The other things, the confusion in movies. Those saloons, they're always made out of matchbox wood. Aren't they? It's just matchwood. You'll see a saloon, you'll see a fellow sitting in a chair. He's a giant hulk of 300 pounds, 6'10", and the chair will support him. There'll be a fight, he'll pick up the chair and hit it over somebody's head, and it smashes into smithereens. Go on. And the other thing about those saloons, have you ever seen, how many cowboy pictures have you seen in your life? Thousands, you must. Have you ever seen a lavatory in any of them? Have you ever seen a sign that says lavatory, or gents, or men, or female, or... Nothing. Nothing. I mean, where do they go, those people? They're all in the bar, eating beans and drinking beer all day. They don't even fart, for Christ's sake. Probably do. That's why they're shooting off those guns all the time. Got a fart coming up. And so, I mean, all those places, you never see any manure, do you? You never see any manure in any of those cows. You see the horses tied up outside the bar for bloody hours. They come out after 6 or 7 hours in the bar. There's not even a pebble, on nothing, not a little ball of crap, nothing. Horses sitting there. I mean, do they employ somebody in these movies to kind of shove corks up the anus of them? And then the film is over in the evening. All right, the corks are coming out. Step back.